Thank you for watching Parshas Vayikra from Talks of Lubavitcher Rebbe. This was given over on Parshas Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Nisan 57:51. This is dedicated to the Refura Shelema of Ariel, David ben Simcha. May it be speedily and immediately. If you enjoy this Dvar Malchus and you'd like to contribute to these videos, please log into ShabbosHouseLA.org and make a contribution today. Okay, here we go. On this holy day of Shabbos, I make a note here that before we start, that Dvar Malchus starts with Vayikra, with this particular Simcha of the Rebbe. Okay, here we go. On this holy day of Shabbos, there is a unique, we're on page 1, unique phenomenon that we take out 3 Torah scrolls. Rosh Chodesh Nisan, that occurs on Shabbos, we take out 3 Sefer Torahs. We read the Sedra of the day, the weekly Parsha in the first Sefer, and the passage regarding Rosh Chodesh in the second one, and HaChodesh Hazeh in the third one. And by way of preference, that taking out 3 Sefer Torahs to read from them is a novel matter, for in general we take out and read from 1 Sefer Torah, and if they need to read 2 topics, they take out 2 Sefer Torahs, as on Shabbos Rosh Chodesh and every Yom Tov. And only on very seldom occasions, when it's necessary to read 3 topics, we take out 3 Sefer Torahs. Only time every year, once a year, that we take out 3 Sefer Torahs is on Simchas Torah. We take out 3 Sefer Torahs, and we read 1, the Besos, Brachos, until the end of the Torah, and in the second one, Breshis, until Asher Bar Elkim Lasos. And in the third one, he reads Maftir. And in several years that have a unique calendar layout, we take out 3 Sefer Torahs as an additional time, as in the calendar layout of this year, that Rosh Chodesh Nisan occurs on Shabbos, and similar in this year that Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Teves and Rosh Chodesh Adar occurred on Shabbos. An additional virtue this year, even more than several other years, that Rosh Chodesh Nisan occurs on Shabbos due to the reading of the Sedra of the day and the Parshas of Vayikra, that in addition to the connection of Parshas HaKodesh regarding the Paschal sacrifice, in reading the Rosh Chodesh on every Rosh Chodesh Nisan that occurs on Shabbos, being that the mitzvah of sanctifying the new moon is said in the verse HaKodesh, "This month is for you." Parshas HaKodesh, which speaks about Rosh Chodesh Nisan, is also connected to the reading of the Parshas of Vayikra, which was said on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, namely that in this year it is emphasized in a clearly open way the common point that the Torah readings share of all 3 Sefer Torahs, that they are all connected to Parshas HaKodesh, Rosh Chodesh Nisan. And may we explain the content of the lesson and instruction in man's service to his Creator from the phenomenon of taking out 3 Torah scrolls on this holy Shabbos day, based on what is known that every matter has a lesson in the service of Hashem, and most certainly is an essential and important matter as the taking out of the 3 Sefer Torahs, and more in detail in order to understand the content of the phenomenon of taking out 3 Torah scrolls on Rosh Chodesh Nisan that occurs on Shabbos in special years, we should preface first the content of taking out 3 Torah scrolls of every year on Simchas Torah, and that afterward explain that additional in a special year in which 3 Torah scrolls are taken out, also on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, when it occurs on Shabbos. And by way of preference, what was spoken a number of times, that even the matter are once a year contain a lesson and empowerment for the whole year, and likewise in this case, the taking of 3 Torah scrolls on Simchas Torah is related and influences the entire year. And similarly, the taking out of 3 Torah scrolls on Rosh Chodesh Nisan that occur on Shabbos is related and affects the entire year. Moreover, that it also affects the other years that have a different calendar layout, and also in them there is a lesson and empowerment from the taking out of the 3 Torah scrolls on Rosh Chodesh Nisan that occurs on Shabbos. In addition to the lesson, that empowerment from the taking out of the 3 Torah scrolls on Simchas Torah in every year, as we shall explain. The content of the concept of taking out a Sefer Torah, and most certainly 3 Torah scrolls, is understood from the prayers we say when the ark is open, which begin with the verse, and it was when the ark traveled, which is considered a book of Torah in itself, one of the 7 books of the Torah. Taking out a Sefer Torah is like the traveling of the ark, which then Moshe said, "Arise, Hashem, and your enemies will scatter, and your enemies shall run away before you." And its concept in the service of each and every Jew, also in the present time, when the ark is concealed away, that the aspect of Moshe that is in every single Jew says, "Draw forth," and reveals, and accomplishes that there should be a phenomenon of "Arise, Hashem," an addition, rise in all matters of holiness, do good, as well as the phenomenon of "Your enemies will scatter, and those that hate you shall run away from before you," eliminating all undesirable matters, turn away from evil, namely that taking out of a Sefer Torah. And it was when the ark traveled, is an empowerment for the service in general, and from this it's understood the great virtue in taking 3 Torah scrolls, that empowerment for the service in general, which the taking out of a Sefer Torah compromises. And it was when the ark traveled in a matter of hazak, 3 times is a hazak, additional power and strength in the service in general. And in taking out 3 Torah scrolls itself, there be 2 possibilities in general. Hazak that must be and in the routinely service in every year, Tamidim, Kashiram, and the daily offerings, taking out the 3 Torah scrolls on Simcha's Torah, a hazak that comes as an additional Musafim, Kolasam, the special additional offerings in years that have a special calendar layout, and in our case, taking out 3 Torah scrolls on Rosh Chodesh Nisan that occurs on Shabbos. And the difference between them corresponds to the content of the reading of the 3 Torah scrolls. The content of the reading in the 3 Torah scrolls on Rosh Chodesh Nisan that occurs on Shabbos is emphasized in the reading of the 3rd Torah scroll, in which we read Parshas HaKodesh, reading the unique quality of Rosh Chodesh Nisan. This month will be for you, the head of the month. And the content of the reading of the 3 Torah scrolls on Simchas Torah is emphasized in the reading of the 2nd Sefer Torah, of the beginning of the Torah. For the reason we read from 3 Sefer Torahs, although the reading is required by original law, is to read the Sos HaBrachos and the Abracha and the passage regarding the offering of the day, only 2 Sefers, because we begin immediately after completing Bereshis, in the beginning Hashem created, and so on. And in the wording of our sages brought in the beginning of Rashi's commentary on the Torah only had to begin with HaKodesh. This month will begin for you, which is the first mitzvah the Jewish people were commanded. And why did it begin with Bereshis? Namely that the Torah reading of Simchas Torah is a manner of begin with Bereshis. And the reading of Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, is from the month you will be for you, the first mitzvah that the Jewish people were commanded. And may we say that the difference between the reading of the passage of HaKodesh and the reading of Simchas Torah is similar to the difference between Nisan and Tishrei, which its holidays ends with Simchas Torah, as known that Tishrei's content and natural content begin with Reshis, and Nisan's content is miraculous content, the order of the content of the Jewish people for whom the world was created. To the extent that the question arises, why did the Torah begin with Bereshis? The Torah only had to begin with this month will be for you, which is the first mitzvah that the Jewish people were commanded, that their conduct is miraculous conduct. As the words of our sages in explaining this month will be for you, when Hashem chose Yaakov and his children, he set up for them a Rosh Chodesh of redemption, and redemption also from natural conduct to miraculous conduct. And based on this, we may explain the difference between the 2 occurrences of taking out 3 Sefer Torahs in Simchas Torah and on Shabbat Rosh Chodesh Nisan, that the taking out of the 3 Sefer Torahs in Simchas Torah accomplishes the Chazak for the general service of the regular routine to meeting Kasidram, a service in a matter of natural conduct. And the taking out of 3 Sefer Torahs on Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Nisan accomplishes the Chazak for the general service that is in addition to the regular routine, Musafim Kilachoso, a service in a manner of miraculous conduct. And may we explain this more in detail based on the precise wording of our sages, that this month for you is the first mitzvah that the Jewish people were commanded. Mitzvah specifically, and not Torah. The difference between Torah and mitzvah is known that the Torah is above the world, whereas the content of the mitzvah is in a command to a person how to act in this world, so that there is a unique mitzvah, idiom, for savas union of a person, that the world with Hashem. And from this it's understood regarding this month is for you the first mitzvah, that this intention in the miraculous content that is in the service of the month of Nisan, which assumes a chazak upon taking out 3 Torah scrolls on Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, is not only for the service in a manner that are above the world, as in Torah study that is above the world, for the aspect of Torah is emphasized in a revealed way on Simchas Torah, more than on Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Rather than that, the miraculous content is drawn and permeates also the service in matters of the world in actual action, as emphasized in the fact that this month shall be for you, is the first mitzvah that the Jewish people were commanded, namely not a facet of Torah that transcends the world after mitzvah, specifically actual action in matter of world only, that the service is actual action in matter of the world, is not in a regular way, as in a natural conduct, rather as in a supernatural conduct, in a manner of exaltedness, miracle, meaning lifted up above one nature and what one is used to doing, or what one is used to. And this matter is with extra emphasis on Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh, Nisan of the year. I will show them wonders. And in addition to the year of Nisan miracles a year ago, for this year the norm is in a matter of wonders that are above regular miracles. And from this it is understood that in Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, there is an empowerment and in a matter of chazak through taking out 3 Sefer Torahs for the service in a manner of supernal conduct on an even higher level, including incomparably higher, also in comparison to the supernatural conduct of the month of Nisan of all the years. And when we say that the addition in taking out 3 Sefer Torahs on Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh Nisan to be accomplish a hazak in service in the manner of the miraculous content is emphasized also in the reading of the 3 Sefer Torahs. The reading of 3 Sefer Torahs this month shall be for you. On the verse, this month shall be for you, the sages explain. Once Hashem chose Yaakov, and his children set them Rosh Chodesh of redemption. And this is the content in service leading redemption from the limits of the regular service in a matter of miraculous service, and the continuation of the Parsha regarding the Paschal offering, called so because the leap, Paschal, the service in a manner of Paschal, leaping above limits, miraculous service. The reading of the second Sefer regarding Rosh Chodesh, the content of Rosh Chodesh is Chiddush, innovation beyond the service in the regular way, as known that the days of the week that depend on movement of the sun. And it was evening and it was morning, which signs away with no changes, are connected to the regular service in a matter of the natural conduct, which is the matter of they shall not take a break. And the days of the month that depend on the movement of the moon, which is renewed every month, and it continues to get bigger until it reaches the state of the moon is complete, are connected to the service in a matter of miraculous conduct, in a matter of innovation. And innovation of Shabbos Rosh Chodesh is in the union of both matters of service, Shabbos, the ascent and completeness of the days of the week, and Rosh Chodesh, that the service in a matter of advancement and addition is drawn and influences also the service, a manner of routinely order. And the reading of the first Sefer Torah, the Sedra of the week, the Parshas Vayikra, and he called to Moshe, and Hashem spoke to him from the tent of assembly, the meaning, the content of this calling in a luminescent and flow to Moshe, so that he shall be able to ascend and come to the tent of assembly. And this meaning in the service of each and every Jew, for the Torah is eternal. And these matters are relevant also now, that every person has in him the level of motion, the level of knowledge, which is what draws the phenomena of the unity of the infinite light of Hashem below, that it shall dwell and be revealed in the soul of a person, that he shall be an attentive assembly, moed, an idiom of the letters of, and I will be known, namely, to know Hashem, who is the source of life, and there is nothing else aside him, in line with what is written, see now that I, only I, is he, and there is no other with me, which although this verse is referring to the time to come, nevertheless the power is in the soul of every Jew to connect his thoughts with Hashem with a firm and strong connection, as if he sees with his physical eyes a taste of the completeness of the time to come, and as emphasized in the continuation of the Parsha, in the Parsha Shmini, 8 days of the inauguration, which Rosh Chodesh Nisan, upon which there was a phenomenon, and he called up to Moshe, and a fire went up from before Hashem, and all the people saw that they praised, the dwelling and revelation of the divine presence, and in the continuation of this, the completeness of the service of the sons of Aaron, Nadava, and Avi, Nadav, and Avihu, in a matter of Kehilos Nefesh, expiration of the soul, and they passed away before Hashem. And similarly in the service of every Jew who are called the children of Aaron, being that they are among the students of Aaron, and our sages say, whoever teaches the Torah considers as if he gave birth to him. Love peace and pursue peace, love the creation and bring them close to Torah. That their service is in the height of perfection, as they are souls and bodies specifically. And this is the content of the addition on innovation in the service of a manner of miraculous conduct. HaKodesh, this month shall be for you, that in the service of each and every Jew transpires the phenomenon of Vayikra. And he called to Moses, and Hashem spoke to him in the tent of assembly, including the ultimate service in a matter of Kahalos Nefesh. Moreover, and mainly, the addition and innovation of the service in a matter of miraculous content becomes a matter of permanence and eternity, as it says in the continuation of the Parsha, you shall nullify the salt promise of your God, and you shall nullify the salt promise of your God. There is no covenant made with salt, like a covenant that endures forever and ever. And may we say that the reading of the 3 Sefer Torahs is not only chazak of the service in a manner of miraculous service, rather also 3 manners, level and service of miraculous conduct. The reading of Parshas HaKodesh, the general phenomenon of miraculous conduct, the reading of Shabbos HaKodesh, the influence of the miraculous conduct of Rosh Chodesh on a regular conduct, Shabbos, the reading of Parshas Vayikra, that the miraculous conduct become the regular routine and permeate in the eternal matter. And this phenomenon is hinted in the Haftorah, the end and conclusion of the Torah reading of all 3 Sefer Torahs, that at its beginning and at its end it speaks about the connection of the leaders of the Jewish people, and may we say and hint in this that the service of all Jewish people in a manner of leadership, exaltedness, higher than the regular order of service, and in a matter of miraculous conduct. Moreover, the service is in a matter of nisis, in drawing and influences also the regular service to the extent that it becomes a matter of permanence and eternity, eternal laws forever, a constant olah. And may we add that the chazak in the service of a manner of miraculous conduct is taking out 3 Sefer Torahs on Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Nisan, is also regarding nullifying and eliminating undesirable manners, as alluded to in the saying of, and it was when the ark would travel, and your enemies will disperse, upon taking out the Torah scrolls, and most certainly Torah scrolls, that they are transformed to good transformation of darkness to light. And this matter is alluded to the reading of all 3 Torah scrolls, and also in their conclusion, the culmination in the Haftorah, in the reading of the Parshas HaKodesh. This month is for you, the head of the months, Rosh Chodesh of redemption, which in the name of the months that they took with them when they went up from Babylon, it's called in the name of Nisan, which has 2 nuns, which alludes to the miracle of miracles. And may we say that it alludes to the transformation of the Nephilah, falling acronym of Nun, an exile, as the verse says, has fallen into Nesi Nesim, miracles, of the redemption. And note that the conclusion and culmination of Parshas HaKodesh with the verse, in all your dwellings you shall eat matzahs, in which alludes to the nullification and complete elimination of all the undesirable matters connected to the evil inclination, which is called chametz, to the degree that in all your dwellings, not only in Yerushalayim, complete fear, and only thing remains in matzah. As the verse says, the spirit of impurity and evil inclination I remove from the land. in the reading of Rosh Chodesh, as the words of our sages regarding the offering of Rosh Chodesh, the reading of Rosh Chodesh, bring an offering of atonement for me, and have for me, having made the moon small, which in this is also bring me an offering of atonement for me, having made the moon small, which in this is included all the atonement for all the undesirable matters that came as a result of the diminishing of the moon, including the complete atonement as such that the sins done on purpose become like merits for him, including actual merits, similar to the correcting of the diminishing of the moon in the time to come, as the verse says, and the light of the moon will be like the light of the sun. And note that the union of Shabbat, the completeness of the day of the week that depends on the orbit of the sun, and Rosh Chodesh, which depends on the orbit of the moon, is hinted in what is written, and the light of the moon will be like the light of the sun. And in the reading of the reading of the Parsha of the week, Parshas Vayikra, in which it's spoken also about offerings, atoned for undesirable matters till the Parsha's ending, to sin with it, which hints to the completeness of transforming darkness, sin to light, and also hinted in what is written, and all your mincha offerings shall salt with salt, as known that salt cleanses and makes pleasant the bitter to be tasty, which is the phenomenon of transforming darkness to light. Similarly, in the Haftorah, the Parshas HaKodesh, the conclusion and the culmination of the reading of all three Torah scrolls, in addition to the fact that it comes after the Haftorah of Parshas Parah. Also, although Parshas HaKodesh, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, comes before the burning of the Parah on the 2nd of Nisan in order to warn the Jewish people to become pure so that they will do their Pesach offering in purity. It discusses in the Haftorah itself regarding the matter of atonement. He, the leaders, will make the atonement of offering to atone for the Jewish people, and atone the Mikdash, and atone the house. And after the Haftorah of the Parshas HaKodesh, we add on Shabbos Rosh Chodesh Nisan the first and last verse of the Haftorah of Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, the last verse in the book of Yeshaya, which is speaking of an undesirable matter and will be horrifying spectacular for people, only being that in the conclusion and culmination, the final settlement is the main thing of the book of Yeshaya, and from the word Yeshua, salvation, which is all consolations, we must say that this hints to the completeness of the transforming of darkness to light, and emphasize in a revealed way the conclusion with a clearly revealed good matter through repeating the verse before it. And it will be every month on its beginning, and every week on the Shabbos, and all flesh will come to bow before me, says Hashem. Based on the above spoken, that in talking about the three Torah scrolls of the Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, there is a chazak for the general service in a matter of miraculous conduct above nature and routine. We may explain the two opinions in the study of the laws of Pesach before Pesach, as we ask and expound the laws of Pesach 30 days before Pesach. Rambam Shimon ben Gamliel says 2 weeks, and by way of preference, although the law is that we ask and expound the laws of Pesach 30 days before Pesach, not as the opinion of Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel. Nevertheless, in addition to the fact that regarding all the disputes our sages say both opinions are the word of living Hashem, also the opinions that is not the one followed by Jewish law, and especially regarding the spiritual service in the soul of the person, we can and must study and fulfill the lessons also from their opinion, which regarding the action, the law does not follow their opinion. We may say that in our case, we can fulfill both opinions also in literal action, and simply that the beginning of the study of the laws of the holiday, of the 30 days before the holiday, and when it comes closer to the holiday, 2 weeks before the holiday, we must add in the study of the laws of the holiday in an even higher way, both in the quantity of time as well as the quality of the study. And may we say the explanation of this is based on what is written in the continuation of the words of the Talmud, the reasoning of Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel. Moshe Rabbeinu stood on Rosh Chodesh and warned about Pesach, as the verse says, "This month will be for you the head of the months," which this is alluded to. The phenomenon of this month is for you the head of the months. Miraculous conduct acts as empowerment for addition in the study of the laws of Pesach from Rosh Chodesh Nisan to Shabbos in an even higher way than the beginning of the study 30 days before the holiday, similar to the addition of the miraculous conduct of Rosh Chodesh Nisan in comparison to the natural conduct before it. And just as this so regarding the study of the laws of Pesach, so too is also regarding giving matzah for the Pesach and all the needs of Pesach for those who are in need. The beginning of the efforts in giving the needs of the holiday is 30 days before the holiday and 2 weeks before the holiday from Rosh Chodesh Nisan. We must add in even more and befitting the empowerment of Rosh Chodesh Nisan in a manner of miraculous conduct more than one's nature and routine, and more in detail. Also, after the occupation for significant time in giving the needy of the holiday, each and every person must go back and contemplate and must make an honest reckoning if the giving of the needs of the holiday were befitting his capabilities as much as expected of him, or if there is room and need to add even more in this, and in addition to this, also after giving up the needs of the holiday. And in addition to this, also after the giving of the needs of the holiday, as much as expected of him, a tithe, what more, a fifth, the mitzvah of superb fulfillment, one must make a calculation that in correlation with the addition and the blessing of Hashem in the days between the amount of necessity for a tithe or a fifth is now more, and therefore he must add in giving in the holiday's needs. Moreover, based on the words of our sages, take off tithes so that you will become rich. One can and one must add in giving of the holiday needs in addition to the tithe and the fifth, and even before the addition in the blessing of Hashem and more, one will greatly add in giving of the needs of the holiday. The blessing of Hashem will become much more grand wealth, as spoken at length before this. And all this also the days before Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and most certainly from Rosh Chodesh Nisan, which then is accomplished the innovation of the service in a manner of miraculous conduct, we must add in giving the holiday needs more than his nature and routine, including also one's nature and routine of the realm of holiness, in the other words, to give more than a tenth and more than a fifth, moreover with no limit. And may we add that based on this as said above, that in this month is for you is emphasized first mitzvah. The Jewish people were commanded, indeed this is connected especially with the mitzvah of tzedakah, giving the holiday necessity for those who are in need, which is equal to and includes all the mitzvahs. And in the whole Talmud Yerushalayim, it is called mitzvah, specifically since it is the nucleus of the action of the mitzvahs. And on top of all of them, similar to this month of Surayu, mitzvah Rishona, the first mitzvah, also an idiom for Rosh head, which includes all the limbs, mitzvah, the limbs of the king, that the Jewish people were commanded. What more, through it there is an addition in Torah study, and especially study that is timely, the laws of Pesach, since through tzedakah his heart and mind become 1,000 times clearer. And may we say that the addition in the general service in a matter of miraculous conduct on Rosh Chodesh Nisan is connected to the leader that brought us his offering that day, and the one who brought his offering on the first day of Nachos ben Abida, the tribe of Yehuda. The reason for the regarding of the offering of Nachos, it says, the tribe of Yehuda, that not the leader of the tribe Yehuda as regarding the other tribes, is in order to emphasize that he offered first not only because he was the leader of the tribe Yehuda, rather because of his own virtue, as emphasized in his name. Why is he named Nachshon? Because he went down first into the turbulence of the sea, the virtue of self-sacrifice, which is the surface of with all your might, beyond measurement and limits, miraculous conduct. And this phenomenon is emphasized especially in the giving of tzedakah in a manner that is beyond measures and limits, as the exposition of our sages, with all your might, with all your money, as hinted in the name of Nachshon ben Amidal, an idiom of nedivius, generous. His spirit bequeathed him, and his heart bequeathed them. All whose heart bequeathed him shall bring it. And the feeling of generosity is drawn and comes into literal action, including generosity, of which there is no higher than it. For if there is a higher generosity than it, it is not generosity in its completeness beyond measurement and limits, in a manner of miraculous conduct. And note also the relation to the completeness and service of Rosh Chodesh Nisan, miraculous conduct, and Nadav and Avihu. And we may say regarding the meaning of Nadav and Avihu in the service of each and every Jew, that who he of Avi, who is referring to Nadab, mentioned before it, meaning that Nadab, generosity, is the father Avi, from which comes all matters of service and the matter of miraculous conduct. And may we add that the miraculous conduct of the one who brought on the first day Nachshon ben Amminadab of the tribe of Yehuda is also in the nullifying and transforming of undesirable manners, that all that through the self-sacrifice that he first to go down into the turbulence of sea, and the turbulence of the sea ceased. Moreover, the sea split, meaning that there was the nullification of the concealment of the sea, that the godly power of the creations not be revealed, rather it be a state of drawn in the sea. Moreover, that it transformed into holiness. Sea, which is higher than dry land, the revelation of the level of the hidden world sea that is higher than the revelation world dry land, which through this the phenomenon of the exodus of Egypt was complete, exodus from all constraints and limits. And likewise, regarding the tzedakah, the concept of nada, generosity, and kofar of tzedakah, an idiom for kapara, atonement, which through this all the undesirable matters are nullified. Moreover, they are transformed to good. Furthermore and mainly, great is tzedakah, for it hastens the redemption, the nullification of exile, including its transformation into redemption, that the sea of exile, which is compared to a stormy sea, turbulent in the sea, and how long can it go on for? The transformation to the sea of redemption, the land is filled with the knowledge of Hashem as the waters cover the sea. And may it be the will of Hashem that the good resolution that each and every Jewish took and will take upon themselves on Shabbos House Nisan to add in all matters of service, including and especially the matters of the Pesach holiday, 2 weeks before Pesach, in the study of the laws of Pesach and the giving of the needs of the Passover to all those in need, in a matter of miraculous conduct, will hasten and bring about immediate the reward of the miraculous conduct of Hashem, being with the main miracle of the true and complete redemption, which then all the Jewish people will fulfill the laws of Pesach, their completeness, beginning with the offer to the Paschal offering on the 14th of Nisan, and eating of it on the night of the 15th of Nisan, and in the manner of all of us are reclining, that all the Jewish people are reclining in a conduct of freedom at the table of their Father, the King of all kings, Hashem, in the capital city, Jerusalem, and in the king's chamber, the third base of Migdash. Moreover, and mainly, that the true and complete redemption through Mashiach come immediately on the holy Shabbos day of Parshas Vayikra, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, the year 5751. It shall be the year I will show them wonders, the day of holy Shabbos, a foretaste and preparation for the day that is all Shabbos and rest of life everlasting, as we say the blessing after meals of the Shabbos meal. The Parshas Vayikra, and he called to Moshe, and Hashem spoke to him from the tent of gathering, which completeness of this will be the third base of Migdash, which is a trifold, Hazak, since it also includes the first and the second base of Migdash. Rosh Chodesh Nisan, Rosh Chodesh, whose content is in the renewal of the moon, and similar for the Jewish people who are similar to the moon, and count by the moon, that they are destined to be renewed like the moon. And the Rosh Chodesh Nisan, Rosh Chodesh of redemption, is in Nisan they were redeemed, and in Nisan they are destined to be redeemed. The year Hey Tav Shin Nun Aleph, 5751, also with a Hey prefix denoting the one whose Tenesi Malchus, the kingship shall be uplifted, of David my servant, will be the leader of them forever. The Mashiach, who has the soul of King David. Hey Te Shnas Arinu Nephilas, and it shall be the year I show them wonders, like the days you left Egypt. I will show them wonders, and a manner of it shall be in a set way, with its entire strength and eternity, the redemption with no exile following it. And in all of this, the strength of Hazak is accomplished through taking out 3 Torah scrolls, and the reading of the 3 Torah scrolls, and the Haftorah on 3 of them, in a manner that are conducted to redemption, that accomplishes the strength of Hazak through the ruling of the Torah, 3 Torah scrolls, and in proximity to the time of the taking of the 3 Torah scrolls, Before the taking of the Torah at the time of Mincha, the ark is revealed, and when the ark traveled, and the Torah scroll in the third base of Migdash, which is built and completed, it will be revealed and come from the heaven, as the verse says, the sanctuary, O Hashem, your hands have established. In the third redemption, about which it says, on the third day he will lift us up, and we will live before him. And in the wording of the verse, in the end of the Haftorah, and it will be every month on its head, and every week on Shabbos, beginning with Shabbos Rosh Chodesh, all flesh will come to bow before me, says Hashem, in the third base of Migdash, the perfection of the tent of gathering, which its inauguration will be on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, as it says in the Haftorah, in the first month, on the first month you shall take a young ox and atone the base of Migdash. And it continues to explain the details of the dedication of the altar in the days of the King Mashiach, when the third base of Migdash will be built. And automatically, when the 14th of Nisan will come, and all of us among the Jewish people and the Jewish people of all the generations will be in the third base of Migdash, happy with the building of your city and rejoicing in your service, and will eat there from the offerings and paschal sacrifice, that their blood will reach the wall of your altar for an appeasement, and we will thank you with a new song for our redemption, the freedom of our soul. Blessed are you, Hashem, who redeem the Jewish people. Sei gesund, Thank you for watching.